Hello everyone and welcome back to Big Brother, and my goodness do we have a drama packed episode for you tonight. Now, because we have a lot to go through and a lot of diary room footage and reactions, we're going to go ahead and get the eviction out the way right away. So I am going to cut to Big Brother and we're going to find out who the third person to leave the Big Brother house is going to be.
Housemates, it's now time to find out who will be leaving the Big Brother house. The public votes have been counted. The third person to leave the Big Brother house is Skye. Skye, please say your goodbyes and leave the Big Brother house. Skye, the public has chosen to evict you. How are you feeling?
Well, Big Brother, I cannot say that I'm surprised to be speaking to you tonight. I think I doomed myself. This has been so hard. I found two girls who were perfect and tried to get them both, and then what Alice did to me, not that it was her fault, I'm to blame, made me really stop and think. Is that what I do to women I meet? I swear, I love them all, but I suppose I cannot really. I have a lot to think about. I'm going now, but I want to say one final thing. Alice, I know what you did, and I know why you did it. I still love you, and I hope you can forgive me. Goodbye, Big Brother. Goodbye, everyone. It has been something new.
Thank you, Skye. You've been an amazing contestant. You may now leave the diary room.
Alrighty, so it is Mr. Skye that's leaving the house, so I am going to go ahead and evict him, and then you're going to get some footage from earlier on today, because this has been a house full of tumultuous emotion. It really has been a very dramatic day for a lot of the housemates. Now, what I have done as well on my website, if you go to it, is I have put together a little video about Roxy and Duncan. Now, I can't actually insert it into the video because it is a song and, you know, copyrights and things like that, but Sims3 Symbiote aka Abby aka April has sang on a track, and I've put together some clips for Roxy and Duncan, so please go and check that out because that will give you a really nice insight into the relationship and what it's been in the past few days before Mrs. Preggers came in. Yes, yeah, there she is, swimming as if she's not a care in the world. So let's cut to the house earlier on today and we will get on with today's episode. Alrighty, so the housemates are just about getting up, and it is the morning after the night before when Miss Lucy Marsh, who has chosen to sleep in this bedroom, came in and really shook up the lives of two of her housemates, Duncan and Roxy. So things are pretty awkward to say the least, and Roxy she's kind of thrown through a loop. We're going to hear her reaction later on so that you can find out what she is thinking, because what would you be thinking if it was you and your sort of boyfriend stroke lover stroke romantic interest? So we'll be interested to see what she says, so we will hear from her. But first of all, we are going to hear from the man himself, the man of the hour, and yes, so let's cut to his reaction on what on earth he feels right now.
Hi, Duncan. How are you feeling about Lucy joining the house?
I don't know what I feel. Shocked for a start. I didn't expect to see her for a long time, especially not on here, and certainly not pregnant. I need some time to think. It's almost doesn't seem real. It's like a big practical joke.
How are you feeling about the baby?
I've always wanted kids, but I just thought sometime in the future, not like this. I just don't think. I don't know. It's too much. Lucy wants us to be a family. Wants us to raise the baby. A couple of months ago, she didn't want to be with me. And now she wants to have a family. My dad left us whenever I was little. I was really young. And I don't want to do that to my kids. Mum had it really tough as well. I don't know if I can do that to my kid.
How has this affected things between you and Roxy?
I'm in love with Roxy. I love Lucy. I was with her a long time, but I'm in love with Roxy. I don't want to hurt her. I don't know what I want. I don't want to hurt anyone. If I stay with Roxy, I will help Lucy without a doubt. But is that me being selfish and only thinking about me? But then if I go back to Lucy and raise her child and be a family, well, I'll be able to forget about Roxy. I just need a bit of time. I need a bit of space to think. I think I'm going to ask Roxy if we can just be friends for now to sort this mess out. It's just, I just don't know what to do, but I don't know how she'll react. The only thing I'm certain of is that I love Roxy more than anything, and I will love that baby no matter what.
Thank you, Duncan. You may leave the diary room.
Alrighty, and as you can see, he is pretty confused, as you would be. I think you would be as well. So basically, that's kind of him in a nutshell at this point in time. We do hear from him later on before the show ends, but at the moment he is torn. So he's going to ask Roxy to just be friends at the moment because he needs to really figure out his head. So he's going to take it over here and ask to be friends, and it's just going to be horrible because she is completely, they both are, they completely love each other, and he's going to have to ask to be just friends just now, and it's going to break her heart. My heart's breaking and just actually doing it, so here we go. Goodness knows. Blake, can you go away? This is like a private moment. Should have probably done it in the luxury suite, but you know, I suppose he feels safer out here that she's not going to kill him. Oh, she's heartbroken. Oh, but the thing is, he's not breaking up. Oh no, Roxy. Oh, she's so mad. She's so mad. Okay, can you apologise? Because you're totally... This is just for a while, Roxy. It's not forever. It is not forever. It's just until he gets his himself sorted out. So compliment her cooking just now. See if you can kind of win her over that way. They still are best friends. So, you know, there is a way back, hopefully. You know, if he gets everything sorted out in his head, hopefully there will be a way back. Now, if you remember from the last time, Alice has put the voodoo doll on Skye. Now, and what she is going to do today, oh, look at Little Miss Pregnant. Look what you've caused. Look what you've caused, Little Miss Pregnant. She is going to actually bind the doll. She's going to change it to Hope. She's decided, she's woke up this morning and she's like, it's Hope's turn. It is Hope's turn. So, she's going to go ahead and do that. And I don't think she's going to do anything too harsh to Hope, but she's definitely going to have a bit of fun, I think. Where is Hope, actually? Hope is in the bathroom. So she's going to be binded in the bathroom. So, let's have a look. Let's see if she can actually do it, because last time with Skye, she totally messed it up at first. Oh, okay. Oh, right, there we go. So, the voodoo doll is now bound to her, and Alice is like, ha ha ha, evil laugh, evil laugh. So she's going to go and give Hope pins and needles, which is so painful. She's going to be like, yes, take that for all your hassle. Oh, oh goodness me. She's like that. Ow, this is agony. This is agony. Hope Lynn was poked with pins and needles with the voodoo doll. What else could we do? Let's do hot foot. once she's been to the toilet, we will do hot foot. So yes, so today is nomination day as well, guys. So what we're going to do is cut to the nominations and find out who's up for eviction this week. So we're going to go ahead and do that, and then we will get the eviction results as well. And then after we have done the nominations, we're going to find out what this lovely lady is feeling at the moment. She's kind of trying to console herself by, you know, I guess spending some time with Skye, which is not going to please Davina much, because Davina is crushing on Skye. But, you know, she's got to make herself feel better. And Blake's whipped off the clothes. There we go again. This series should just be Blake whips off the clothes. So yeah, after the nominations, look, she's heartbroken. We're going to find out how she is feeling, and then we'll hear from Duncan once more. So I'm going to cut to the diary room and get the nominations.
Hi, Abby. Can you please give the name of your first nomination and explain the reasons behind that nomination?
My first nomination is Davina. She hates Noah, can't get over the age thing between he and I, and disparages me for being maternal. We all get it, Davina. The horse is dead. Drop the stick. It's a shame, too. She's an interesting person, and I would have liked to know her better.
Can you please give the name of your second nomination and explain the reasons behind that nomination?
My second nomination is going to seem odd, but bear with me. I'm nominating Duncan. It's possible that he's going to bow out of the show, and if he just leaves, he gets nothing. But if he's evicted, he'll get prize money. He's such a great guy, and I don't want him to leave, but he'd never forgive himself for missing out on the process of Lucy's pregnancy. Even if he's not with her romantically, being involved in your child's development, from gestation to the day they venture out on their own as an adult, is inimitable. It's immutable. It's incredible. I don't know him all that well, but he comes across as the type of person who could never forgive himself for missing it. No matter what, though, I hope he's able to find happiness.
Hi, Davina. Can you please give the name of your first nomination and explain the reasons behind that nomination?
I'm going to go for Blake because she bores me. I've seen her tatas more times this week than I've seen my own. I'm not a prude. Lord knows I love the random naked ding-a-ling hanging in my face, but I don't need to be seeing her stuff in my face every 2 friggin' seconds.
Can you please give the name of your second nomination and explain your reasons behind that nomination?
Abby, I just can't, big brother. There is no connection there. If it's just her and I at breakfast or in a room, it's awkward as hell. There is only so many times you can talk about the weather to someone. All right? I think she's a nice person. Everyone seems to love her, but I wouldn't miss her if she was gone.
Hello, Duncan. Can you please give the name of your first nomination and explain your reasons behind that nomination?
Seriously, big brother, you actually want me to do nominations? My head is... I can't think of anything apart from Roxy and Lucy. But if I have to choose somebody, I'm going to have to just choose Alice and Hope. I need... no reasons. I can't think of reasons. It's just too much. But that's who I'm going to go with.
Hi, Noah. Can you please give the name of your first nomination and explain your reasons behind that nomination?
I'm going to have to say Davina again. When she was nominated for eviction last week, she got really pissy about it and kept saying that the reason she got nominated was because of jealousy. No, Davina, it's not jealousy, at least not on my part. She is not a team player and she thinks that everyone should worship her. I say all this, but I still like her. I think she and I out of the house would have a great time on a night out because she is super funny. But in the house, she is a complainer. And big brother, ain't nobody got time for that.
Can you please give the name of your second nomination and explain your reasons behind that nomination?
Blake. Blake doesn't mix with the group. She spends her time with Levi, and that's about it. She claims to be an adventure seeker, but I don't see her trying to be adventurous in the house, unless you count skinny dipping. I've seen far more of that girl than anyone else. Not that I'm complaining. I mean, she has a great body, but after the first couple of times, it's like, okay, Blake, put them away.
Hi, Alice. Can you please give the name of your first nomination and explain the reasons behind that nomination?
I feel like a broken record, Big Brother, but I'm going for Hope. Again. For all the same reasons as said before, until Hope leaves, you can pretty much guarantee I'm going to be voting for her.
Can you please give the name of your second nomination and explain your reasons behind that nomination?
Duncan, I really think he needs to go and sort out the situation with Lucy. She's so awful. I can't believe she brought up that on national TV. To be honest, you shouldn't be allowed to do something like that. I don't know Duncan very well, and I get the feeling he's really embarrassed. I'm not voting for him because I don't like him or want him to leave. I just feel like he should go home and deal with the situation.
Hi, Roxy. Can you please give the name of your first nomination and explain your reasons behind that nomination?
I'm going to vote for Noah. We've tried to work things out, and I think we're getting there. But he is still the housemate I've bonded with the least. He's a decent guy and all, but I wouldn't miss him, and I think our personalities clash a little. And I'm always waiting for him to say something that's going to make me snap, and I do not want to have to slap him again. I think in the outside world, we would be passionate lovers, or bitter enemies. I don't think there's an in-between for us.
Can you please give the name of your second nomination and explain your reasons behind that nomination?
Blake. Yesterday, I sat by the pool speaking to Levi, and she marched over and demanded his attention. I mean, I know they're an item and all, but we were only talking. It was just so rude. Of course, Levi jumped to attention because anyone and everyone can see that that boy is besotted with her, completely and utterly head over heels.
Hi, Levi. Can you please give the name of your first nomination and explain your reasons behind that nomination?
My first nomination is Alice. I feel as if she has a game plan here, a bigger agenda than she's letting on, but I can't quite figure it out. I was pretty shocked that she used the voodoo doll on Skye, someone she was supposed to care about. I mean, isn't that what this whole triangle thing has been about the whole time? I don't understand her, and I do not like not understanding things or people. So for that reason, it's Alice.
Can you please give the name of your second nomination and explain your reasons behind that nomination?
I hate to say it, but Noah. He hasn't been up for nomination yet, and nearly all the other housemates have. He needs to understand that it's a stressful thing being up for eviction. I think it's something everyone should experience. Plus, he keeps wondering what the public are thinking of him, so what better way to check up on that than to be up for eviction?
Hello, Hope. Can you please give the name of your first nomination and explain your reasons behind that nomination?
My first nomination is Blake. I feel like she's mad at me for some reason, and the only thing I can think of is because of Levi and all that happened last week with him. I've tried to get past it, and I eventually will, but we aren't going to be the best of buddies right away. Blake has been kind of standoffish recently, and I feel really uncomfortable around her. I wish there was someone else I could nominate, but the numbers are slowly getting smaller, and it's just getting harder and harder to pick.
Can you please give the name of your second nomination and explain the reasons behind that nomination?
My second nomination is Alice. I think the reason is pretty obvious. She's been throwing herself at Skye the last few days, and I feel like she's really rubbing it in my face. I've been trying to apologize to her because of my actions, and I keep chickening out, and I can't really find the perfect opportunity to do it. So I feel like it would just be easier for her to be gone.
Hi, Blake. Can you please give the name of your first nomination and explain your reasons behind that nomination?
My first nomination is Hope. I'm upset with Hope because she hasn't really allowed Levi to redeem himself. I know what he said was completely out of order, and I told him as much. But I know he has apologized, and although she accepted it, she's still giving him the cold shoulder. He was man enough to admit he was wrong. She should give him another chance.
Can you please give the name of your second nomination and explain the reasons behind that nomination?
Davina, she is such a diva. We all knew this coming into the house, but it's definitely getting worse. Last week when she was up for eviction, she made a big song and dance about it, saying that whoever nominated her was only jealous of her. I mean, seriously? If you get nominated, you take it with grace, you know? I know for a fact if I'm ever up, I'll be upset, of course, but I'll definitely act like a lady.
Housemates, you've each nominated and your votes have been counted. The housemates who faced the public vote this week are Davina, Alice, Hope, and Blake.
Alrighty, and that is your nominations. Now, back to the previous footage in the house, and Davina is just having a chat with Duncan, and it looks like she's trying to make him feel a little better. And here comes Skye. Davina, I hope you like her new hairstyle as well. I thought I would change it to something a little bit more in the funky side. Now, Skye is, as you know, just here, and they have shared some time together, so he's going to go ahead and show how much he likes her and give her a heat of the moment kiss, because Davina is ecstatic to see him after the time that they have shared before, without a doubt. Without a doubt. So, one of the other things that we have noticed is Noah has thrown his hat into the gauntlet and he wants to woohoo. He wants to woohoo with Abby. Yes, he does. So that moodlet has came up. Abby doesn't have it yet, but she wants to kiss Noah. So, yeah, there definitely is. They look that. Let's get on with it. Everyone, I think each of them want it, but they're kind of, each of them is scared to make the first move, which is quite funny, because someone's going to have to pluck up the courage. Yes, they are. So, Roxy, what are you up to, honey? Are you still swimming? Oh, look, she wants to woohoo with Duncan again. Such a shame for you, darling. It really is. But what to do is come out here and you can just relax in the sun for a little bit. And I think what we're going to do now is cut to find out, you know, her reaction about this whole big mess.
Hi, Roxy. Lots of changes in the house this week. How are you feeling?
I nearly walked out of here yesterday. That's how I'm feeling. I was on cloud 9. Duncan had finally told me how he felt. We had kissed and all was good. Then Lucy gets put into the house. I didn't know who she was at first, but then I looked over at Duncan and all of the color drained out of his face. And then I knew it must be his ex. And then I saw her baby bump, and I honestly could have burst into tears right then and there.
Have you and Duncan talked since then?
We have, and he said what I expected him to say, because he's an amazing guy. He said that he really cared about me and had strong feelings for me, but Lucy being pregnant has made him so confused. He says he still loves her, but isn't in love with her. He asked if we could just be friends for a little bit until he gets things sorted out, and I was so upset. I shouted at him, and I know I shouldn't have because he was only doing what he thought was right, but I have really fallen for him, and this is quite literally breaking my heart.
And what do you think Duncan will do?
He said he is going to stand by her, and if it's his baby, he should. But how do we know it's his baby? I know that's an awful thing to say, but he's been gone for a while, and it just seems a little bit too convenient. I know Levi has mentioned to him that it'd be wise to get a paternity test, and I think he's going to ask for one just to be safe. Is it bad that I'm praying that this is not his baby? I mean, for once I felt like I was, with somebody who liked me for me, and I can be myself with Duncan. I love him. I know that may seem too soon to some people, but when you know it's right, it's right. I feel like crap, big brother. Part of me just wants to go home. Where is Walter when I need him?
Thank you, Roxy. You may leave the diary room.
Alrighty, and that is Roxy's reaction to the whole situation. Now Alice is going to put the final touches of her plan into place, and her plan was Operation Break Skye's heart. So she is going to go ahead and ask him to just be friends. This is the final step in her plan of revenge. So go for it. Break his heart. He deserves it. Slap that heart. She's like that. You know what? You're a douche. he's like that. Well, you're a bit of a douche as well, so yeah. Well, he doesn't look too broken-hearted, which is disappointing, but then she did unbind him from the voodoo doll. But what she's going to do is she is going to insult him and tell him how much of a absolute clodholiper. I don't even know what a clodholiper is, and she's going to tell him what for and exactly what she thinks of him. That he's not an irresistible, he's just a diva. That he's an absolute fool. Your brother is far more hot than you and your tighty whitey underwear and your cheesy t-shirt. Imply that his mother is a freaking llama. I've seen your mother. She looks like a llama. She's a state, just like you. And point out his flaws. Go on, Alice. Go on, you tell him. You tell him exactly what you think. And why don't you just yell at him as well? Why not? She's like, I can't wait till you leave. I hope that you leave. I hope that you're evicted. So Alice has really made her feelings quite clear now. Absolutely. Now she could slap him, and I think she will go ahead and do that. Go ahead, Alice. Go ahead. Get your revenge, darling. Good. 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 That's what he deserves, without a doubt. So I don't think, at least he's not hitting her back, so... And look at you, little Miss Pregnant. Look at the hassle that you have caused, Lucy. Now, I wonder what she is thinking, and I think what we are going to do is hear from her and find out, now that she's spoken to Duncan, kinda what she feels is going to go on. She's quite big. She may actually give birth in the house, which which would actually be quite interesting. So lastly, we're going to hear from Lucy, and then at the very end, Duncan has asked to speak to Big Brother one last time. So let's go ahead and listen to that.
He was so shocked to see me, and even more shocked to see my bump. When I told him he was going to be a father, he celebrated. But then I saw him glance over at Roxy. She was looking pretty upset. I knew the two of them had gotten close, but it seemed like she was his first thought once the music kicked on. Once we got some quiet time, I told him how much I regretted the decision to dump him and how my life is a mess without him. He said that he's thought about me, but was trying hard to move on after I broke his heart. I told him I wanted to be a family, that I was due soon and our baby needed its daddy. He said that he has feelings for Roxy and that they've kissed, and he's confused because he really likes her. I asked him if he had feelings for me. He said yes. I was so happy. He still loves me. Maybe we can be a family after all. He said he still needs some time, and we can't just rush into anything, and he needs to speak to Roxy, but at this point, I'm pretty convinced we are going to be a family again.
Is there anything we can do to help you at this stressful time?
Okay, Big Brother. I've had some time to think about this. I've spoken to Levi as well, and when that baby's born, I want a paternity test.
So as you can see, guys, Duncan, Roxy and Lucy are all pretty confused about what's going on, and I am going to leave it there. I hope that you've enjoyed this episode. It's been a lot of cutting back and forth, a lot of diary room footage. Is that Blake flirting with Skye? It better not be. Now, also, guys, I would love you to go and check out that video I was telling you about earlier with Roxy and Duncan, because I think that you will like it. So leave your comments below what you think is going to happen, what you would like to happen, and if you think that Duncan has done the right thing in taking that step back at this point in time. And do you see them getting back together? Do you see... You know, what do you think the results of the paternity test is going to be? You know, surely she wouldn't come on national TV and claim it's his baby when it's not, you know. Surely. you would assume that wouldn't happen, but you never know. And it looks like Duncan is going to try and come and swim with Roxy. So like I say, I'm going to leave it there, guys, and voting is now open for the nominees, so please be sure to go ahead and cast your vote, and I'll talk to you in the very next part. Bye, guys.